Hello everyone, it's me, Severed, acting like nothing has happened. Coming back with a new part of What If Deku Was Hawkmoth. Now before we start, I wanna let you all take a look on this amazing comment made by Tactic? I'll just gonna call it Tactic. I don't know how to, pronounce that name, but it's such a great comment. I couldn't even fit it on the entire screen because the thing is so long. But this is the kind of comments that I really like. He did exactly what I say in the end of each video, being tell me what do you think about this part and what do you think will gonna happen in the next part. And I hope to see more comments like this from the rest of you, because these kinds of comments are what makes me want to do this. They are my enjoyment. They make me, well, enjoy making these videos. Because if you thought for a second that I'm here to entertain you, then you would be mistaken, because you are here to entertain me. This channel is not made for you, but for me. But regardless of all of that, let's just get right into the video, shall we? Now, where we last left off, after Hawkmoth have defeated All Might in front of everyone, revealing his secret to all of society, it's all start breaking down. People around start gossiping, wondering, questioning everything around of them. The Hero Public Safety Commission is barely holding together, trying to, well, see how Hawkmoth managed to get all these informations. The civilians and people are shocked to see All Might weaken state, and UA students are all start doubting themselves as heroes, while many of the villains and minority people, such as heteromorphic quirked people, are starting to rebel, stand against the society that oppressed them for so long. And it's all because of him. And that, after what happened the sport festival, in the nighttime, it was a riot, an absolute chaotic mess throughout the entirety of Japan that kept happening for the entire night. Heroes had not a single moment to spare. While on the other hand, with Hawkmoth, that's not what he hoped for. He wanted to reveal to the world All Might's secret, but instead of everyone coming together and understanding how much they are being oppressed and how much their lives are just meaningless, they begin to rebel, and villains saw this chance as just a chance to start committing crimes, and that is not what he wanted. He wanted to reveal the truth, not burn everything down. It's just, the incident of Inferno all over again. As because of that, he started deploying all of his champions to go and help out the civilians, save as many people as he can, because it's pain to him to hear all these voices. He could not have a restful night that evening, because his head kept running. The sounds of people being tortured, being, well, hurt, they're all going through his head, and it's just unbearable. He couldn't bear it anymore, to the point that he took off the miraculous just to have at least some essence of sleep. But even then, ignoring the voices of people in need while realizing they're there, that's even more suffocating for him. It's torturous. And he barely had any sleep that night. But with all that being said, on the other side with Emily, she tries to go and talk to her mother, but her mother, Ladybug or Marinette, is not giving her the time of day. She's out. She can't even talk to her. She can't call her, she can't message her, and she's not even at the house. She wants to ask her mother about what Hawkmoth told her about the wish, but she can't, because she simply can't find her. Ladybug is way too focused on Hawkmoth, and right now she's going crazy with the magical object that the Lucky Charm gave her. That box. Is it really telling her to give up? Is she not Ladybug anymore? Should she just surrender her miraculous and show that she's lost? Just admit it? Well, she refuses. She will refuse. She rejects a world where Hawkmoth wins. So she starts working restlessly to try and figure out where his hideout is. Well, in the next morning, Principal Nezu have gave the day off for all the students because, it was a disaster yesterday. And so, right now, he's basically working on some upgrades to the security system for UA and everything else. While he and All Might are walking together throughout the halls of UA, All Might's looking down. Recovery Girl have healed him a bit, but he still feels a bit of pain in the side of his stomach. While Principal Nezu talking to him, he's saying, "It was a disaster yesterday. At least nobody died, right?" As All Might said, "I'm not sure that nobody died. For many people, All Might have died in their eyes. And I just couldn't do anything. Just so annoying. I hope that I could have done something more, but..." As Nezu cuts him off saying, "Come on, Toshi. It wasn't your fault. Nobody could have saw that coming, and from what it seemed like, Hawkmoth was preparing for this for a very long time. You can't expect the unexpected," as All Might said, "but we should expect the unexpected. How else will we?" As Nezu said, "You're looking way too deep into this. For now, we need to focus on the more important matters, upgrading UA's security system. One thing good came out of all of this matter is that Hawkmoth have revealed to me the many glaring issues with our security system. And right now I'm working on fixing all of them with the help of some, students from the support course." As he finally reaches the door of the teacher's resting room, as All Might puts his hands to open the door for Nezu. As Nezu said, "Once all the upgrades are done, the students can return to UA safely, and no villain will enter this place unannounced." As All Might opens the door, and once they do, they see sitting on the couch Hawkmoth drinking tea. As immediately they go on high alert, and All Might tried to buff up and attack, but he couldn't. He's still way too damaged, as immediately Hawkmoth's little butler beside him, or standing behind the couch, Igor, gets ready for a battle, but Hawkmoth just lifts his hands and Igor, lowers his weapons or lowers his fires. As Hawkmoth said, "Please, I'm not here to fight. Can we just talk? I brought cheese." As when Nezu heard cheese, now he's willing to talk. While All Might just looks as Nezu just walks and sits on the couch opposite of Hawkmoth. While Hawkmoth is sitting on the couch holding the cane with both of his hands, Nezu starts munching on the cheese while Hawkmoth looks at All Might and said, "Please, All Might, I can't talk if you are not listening as well." As All Might just sighs after seeing Nezu nods to him and sits down after closing the door. As a moment of silence goes by, very awkward silent, with Hawkmoth just sipping his tea while All Might asking, saying, "What are you doing here?" But he continued to sip his tea until he finally done, takes out a napkin, swipes his lips a bit, and then he puts it back in his pocket while saying, "First of all, I want to thank you for giving me the time of day. I know you two have a very rough schedule, especially you, Principal Nezu. And second of all, I wish to apologize." As All Might is shocked. Apologize? He's not actually meaning to apologize for what happened in the sport festival, is he? As Hawkmoth continues saying that yesterday he made something horrible. He tried to reveal to the world the truth, tried to, rally the people to do something right, but All what he managed to do is just cause more chaos. It's just that same thing that happened before with him, with that Inferno villain that he accidentally created and went out of control. As he started talking, telling All Might that he apologizes for what he'd done to him and that he hoped to make things right, while All Might wondering what exactly does he mean by making things right. As Hawkmoth looks into his cane, he opens the head of it, looks into the watch inside of it before closing it again, saying, "There is one quote that All Might said that I always loved." As All Might lifts his eyebrow while Principal Nezu is still munching on the cheese. Hawkmoth continues speaking, saying, "You said that I can't save everyone, and that's why I'll always save those that I can reach." As All Might remembers that quote, as he answers Hawkmoth saying, "Of course, and even though I'm very powerful, or at least I was." As he looks down, he continues speaking, "I am still human, and my hands can only reach so far. And even now as I talk to you, there are people out there that are getting hurt, and I can't help. So I'll always save those in front of me." As Hawkmoth smiles a bit, but his smile doesn't seem happy, it seems full of sadness. And while Nezu is munching on his cheese, he noticed the shaking in Hawkmoth's hands, like he's barely holding something together. As Hawkmoth continues speaking, saying, "Exactly, that's right. We're all just humans in the end. We're not gods, we're not, powerful beings, we're just people with powers. But there is a difference between you and me. You said that you will help those that you can see in front of you, always. However, I, on the other hand, I can't see anybody. But instead I can hear them. All of them." As All Might is wondering what he's talking about, while Hawkmoth continues speaking, saying, "Every day, the voices of people in need just keep running through my head. Screams of help for someone to reach and no one to reach for them. It's suffocating." As All Might realizes what he's talking about, is he saying that he can hear the voices of people in need all the time, non-stop? As All Might asks him that, as Hawkmoth saying, It's painful. Every time I try to help one person, another one is already met of his fatal demise. And if I try to ignore them, that's just torturing for me. Because if I ignore the sounds of people in hell in need, then I'm nothing more than a villain. I'm nothing more than the same of the Hero Public Safety Commission. I'm just the same as them. But then by the time I'm helping somebody, another two are already dying and I don't know what to do." As he started gripping into his staff, or cane, even tighter while looking down. As he continued to speak, saying, "I may be able to hear the sounds of those in need, but I only have 2 hands and I can't reach that far. But that's why I need to make champions. People who share my ideals, people who suffered the same way I did. Those that need a second chance, that wants to have a second chance to do something better in life. And that's why I'm here." As an Akuma comes out of his cane, as he holds it in his hand and points it into All Might, saying, "I'm here to give you an offer. This world will gonna crumble. And we need to stop that. If it all falls down, I don't think I'll be able to rebuild it all. So here is my idea. Become my champion, All Might. I can give you that godly strength you once had. You can once again become the towering pillar of hope that everyone counts on. And while you hold everything together, I will work on making more pillars, more powerful champions to help stand by you. The society will not need to suffer any longer. People who can help each other, people who can understand one another. A world where everyone reaches for everyone else, where heroes have way too many time on their hands and can relax. Isn't that sounds amazing? And you, Principal Nezu, you know that better than anybody. That's why you made UA, right? Because you were so smart, you decided to make it, a next generation of heroes that are true. People who are heroes for the sake of heroism, not money or fame. But your solution is way too slow. We need an instant solution. A quick solution that will help everyone. As he stands up from the couch, dropping the entire gentleman act altogether, letting that, fanboy slip out. As he continues speaking, saying, all three of us, if we put our strength together and minds, we can save the world. Not just Japan, I'm talking everyone. Everyone around the globe. They can, but then All Might stops him saying, this is a very tempting offer, but I don't think I can accept it. As Hawkmoth's pale skin gone even paler, as he looks down and, no words come out. He just listens to All Might saying, I can see that you're enthusiastic about this, but if I join you, as All Might looks down, now realizing that whoever this Hawkmoth is, he looks much different than the face he put on yesterday. The face of a mastermind, the face of someone in control. He looks like a child that needs a hug, more than anything. As he continues speaking, saying, I would love to have my powers back, but if I joined you, then that will go against everything I ever stood for. There are people in the world that are still looking up to me, even after what you've done. There are people who still hope to see me back, hope to see me rise again and protect them. If I joined you, then what will these people think? As Hawkmoth looks down, he kinda expected this answer. Of course, after all, he is himself an All Might fan, or at least he was one day. So he himself understands that people will not give up on All Might so easily. But then he turns into Principal Nezu saying, but what about you, Principal Nezu? You understand what I'm saying, right? As Principal Nezu looks down after finally finishing his cheese, saying, yes, you are right. In fact, I say that what you're saying is, quite correct. Very correct, in fact, as All Might is surprised. Nezu is, just agreeing with him straight up. But Principal Nezu continues saying, however, what you're saying is very dangerous. There are many ways that come into making cheese. You first need to put it in a safe place and just let it there for months, maybe even years, until it finally comes into that beautiful taste that can only be achieved by letting it rot. However, if you try to rush that process, you might ruin the cheese altogether, and all that you're left with is just a pile of cramps, just something unedible, something that can't be fixed. As Midoriya or Hawkmoth looks down as Nezu continued talking, saying, I can see that you are somebody who wants to help everyone. Someone who has good intentions, but just doing the wrong thing for the right reasons. However, I have faith in my students. Every student in UA is working to make the world a better place. While Hawkmoth cutting him off, saying, and how long will that take to create that better place? How many people will be hurt before that better place that you speak of is created? How many? As Nezu said, that's something out of our control. As Hawkmoth says, "That's something out of your control, not mine. I can reach for those people, I can give them hope, but I can't do it all on my own." I expected this answer. I did. As he sits back down again while still holding the Akuma in his hand, saying, "For the longest time, I was a fan of All Might. I knew he wouldn't just join me like this. But even then, as his hands shakes and he finally, accidentally, and maybe he wasn't aware of it, he crushes the Akuma in the palm of his hands as he stands up and starts yelling, saying, 'Why won't you just join me already? You know this is the right path. You know this is just. You know my plan will work. Why do you need to be so difficult? Who cares what people think? Once the world is a better place, it doesn't matter. Just drop this stupid righteous talk and accept my offer already.'" As All Might is shocked and taken back by his sudden outburst, it's out of pocket of him. Is this really the same person that took him down yesterday? The same person that took down society yesterday? The same person that caused so much chaos yesterday? As, after a bit more rambling from Hawkmoth, he finally calms down, while Principal Nezu and All Might do not dare to say a second word, or another word for that matter. Hawkmoth opens his hands, letting go of the Akuma that he accidentally crushed in his palm, still unaware of it, as he puts its die back in its place, takes out the napkin and swipes a bit of the sweat off of his face as he calms down, saying, "Well, I expected this answer. At least now when everything goes down, you, both of you, cannot say that I didn't give you a chance." As he turns around and was about to leave, because Houndoom appears to teleport him out of there, while Principal Nezu is saying, "But you know there is a better solution. There is a place for someone with your powers in my school. Maybe we can't join you, but perhaps you can join us. Your power is very kind after all. The power to give others a second chance. A chance at life. You seem like someone who wanted to be a hero, so why not join us?" As Hawkmoth said, "And be a part of the machine that I'm trying to break? Be a part of the same machine that created me? Be just another cog in it? Yeah, thanks, but I'll pass on that. However, just remember, my offer is always on the table. Well, at least for now it's on the table. If you accept it and want to talk to me, just think of me, and shall hear your words, or your thoughts. I always hear them, every single one. Have a good life, All Might. I hope you survive." As Houndoom appears and teleports both Hawkmoth and Igor out of there, while Principal Nezu and All Might are left behind. With All Might wondering what just happened, Nezu jumps off of his seat and goes to make a call, as All Might saying, "Where are you going?" As Nezu saying, "Where do you think?" "I'm going to make some calls. Seems that our security system needs a bit more upgrades. But there is one thing that is bugging me about him." As All Might said, "What is that?" While Principal Nezu walking towards a drawer to take out some chopsticks from it, as he said, "The way he acted was very odd, and how he specifically addressed me." As All Might said, "What do you mean, Principal Nezu?" As he said, "All Might, what do you think my name is? Or my title is?" As All Might lifted an eyebrow, wondering about what does he mean by that. As he said, "Well, you're Principal Nezu, right?" You're also a hero, as Principal Nezu said. Indeed, I am. But the way Hawkmoth addressed me was a bit off, because I'm a hero first and a principal second. Yet he didn't address me as Nezu or the hero Nezu, he addressed me as Principal Nezu. As All Might's wondering why is that important, as he said, it didn't seem like he was addressing me by that title because we were in the school or because it seemed appropriate. It just seemed like he was addressing me like that because it's natural. As All Might saying, what are you? And then All Might finally hits him. He's saying, wait, you're not saying... There can't be no way, not in our... As Principal Nezu said, I had a thought for a while. After all, what happened that one time when our doors got broken down by somebody? Which I presume now to be Shigaraki, since how much his quirk resembled what happened to our front gate that day when the reporter snuck in. Not to mention the USJ incident, and now, yesterday, the sport festival? There is no doubt about it. There is a traitor in our school. Or maybe Hawkmoth is a little too closer than we think. As All Might said, you're serious? You think one of our students could be... Yep, indeed. I think one of our students is Hawkmoth. As Principal Nezu takes a napkin and using the chopsticks that he just grabbed, goes down on one knee and grabs the dead Akuma using the chopsticks and putting them in the napkin as he put it in another, plastic bag to keep it for later use. After all, these are evidence that he's gonna keep. As for now, he said, for now, I'll need to make a few calls. Can you please ask Aizawa to meet me later? I need a list of all students from, well, other courses beside the hero course. I guess that he isn't a student in our hero course if he's, well, Hawkmoth. It just doesn't seem right, and it doesn't sit right with me. Of course, this is all hypothetical, I could be completely wrong, but I have a strong hunch. As Principal Nezu and All Might leave the room to call on the police as well to report what happened, while on the other sides, with All Might, with Hawkmoth in his hideout, Igor leaves him alone after, well, asking if he's alright, and then Nuru appears, looking at Hawkmoth or Midoriya, as he was about to talk, but then Midoriya starts yelling, being so angry about everything. He wanted All Might to join him so bad because deep down, he feels as if he is wrong. He feels as if he's the villain. He just thought maybe if All Might joined him, then that means that he's doing something right? But now that he refused his offer, is he really a criminal? But then he can't just quit. He can't just quit, because if he quits now, that means he gives up on the voices of people that are asking for his help, and the people that need help even if they are not asking it specifically from him. It will be torturous for him to live the rest of his days knowing that there are people out there that need help, and he just gave up on them and decided not to do that. It's just suffocating, and he can't take it anymore. It's driving him mad. As some tears start running down his face before he gets a call from his mother, and so he swipes away his tears, calms down, and puts on his fake facade once more. Listening to people's emotions all day start giving him quite the good trick to know how to fake his own emotions sometime. But anyway, with that, he whistles. Houndoom appears in front of him and teleports him behind the apartment building of his place, or his house, his new house. As Houndoom, after he disappears, Nuru hides in his clothes. Midoriya stands in front of the door of his house and goes in. And this one gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to tell me what do you think about this part and what do you think will gonna happen in the next part. I don't have anything more to say for now. So, bye!